Hey, friend, and welcome to Perfect Periods, the place where we discuss how to navigate different periods of life while perfecting our actual period. What, like it's hard? I'm your host, fertility awareness educator, Berri on Berri, but you can call me Berri. Here, you'll be educated, equipped, and empowered with all the tools, knowledge, and resources you need to master your cycle so you can master your life. Now grab your favorite beverage and maybe a notebook, and let's dive right on in. Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Today we are doing our March 2023 in review, and baby, let me tell you, March did not go the way I planned at all. And you know what? I'm actually kind of glad. Here's why. Sometimes you have to just be sat down to really receive and listen. And so with that being said, I am excited to share with you some of the revelations that happened this month. So one of the things, that happened this month is I felt like I was in a daze. I felt like I was in the twilight zone. Like there was some type of haze that came over me that made it really hard for me to move and do the way I initially intended. But that led to the clarity at the end of the month I really needed. So let's go ahead and just kick this off with talking about the products of the month. Also, let me know. Yes, I am 100% congested right now, and I will provide some context later in the episode as to why, because the reason I'm congested is part of the PMS and period hack. So with that being said, let's start with the product of the month. So the products of the month were actually the bundle I shared from Semaine, including the daily, the PMS and period support, and the pre and probiotic. The reason that these were the products of the month is because March is Endometriosis Awareness Month. And I fully believe if you have endo, these products can help you. And even if you don't have endo, but you deal with a painful period or you deal with a lot of discomfort hormonally, maybe you have IBS or an autoimmune condition, a thyroid issue, right? These supplements have been so well formulated and clinically proven to support you and your cycle that I just felt like it would be a disservice to not recommend them, especially with March being Endometriosis Awareness Month. The next thing that I want to note is you can always use my code Berri20 at checkout for a discount, I believe, on your first purchase. And on the note of Semaine, I want to say this. These products are third-party tested and clinically proven to work. So while I do recommend other brands, or I have in the past, these are some that I stand by through and through because they are just so incredible. And I just really think that if another party is backing them, a non-biased party is backing them, they stand the test of time, right? You can have my opinion because you trust me, you can listen to the brand because the brand knows what they stand for, but to have someone outside of the circle of trust be actually no, those are good, it says a lot, right? So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about my personal development mantras for the month. In February, the mantras were mind the business that pays you and follow the plan, not your mood. Well, this month, let me tell you, we don't have any mantras. And that's because for the life of me, I could not get myself into that hustle mode to keep going. And normally I would be a little salty with myself, but I also was just very considerate of the fact that if I was dealing with some fogginess or some haze, there was a reason for that. And there was a reason I was dealing with what I was dealing with. And the reason basically is because I was in this state of consumption and my body needed to go through a process of detoxification. My brain needed to go through that. And oftentimes, I don't know if you've ever done a cleanse or anything like that, but you get a little cloudy at first. You feel a little not like yourself. And then after a while, everything kind of just clicked and you start feeling like your best self. Well, that was my brain this month. And so There's no mantras to share with you this month, okay? Now, let's talk about the period and PMS hack for the month because that's going to help you understand the mantra. The period and PMS hack for the month was to do a factory reset of the body, to remove the vitamins and supplements, to remove like some of the habits I built in just to see what my body would do and how I would respond, both physically and mentally, emotionally and energetically. And wow, let me tell you, I have gotten some of the best sleep I've had in ages. Not only this, but I received the clarity I needed to receive on my business, on Optimize Your Flow. Like, I can finally say to somebody, Optimize Your Flow is a digital resource company. We create digital resources to help women support their cycles. Like, I can finally say that. I've not been able to say that. I've not been able to articulate that. And in removing so much of the things that I was consuming, whether it be the supplements I was taking or the brands I was looking at or the influencers inspiring me, the entrepreneurs who I was like, wow, I should be doing it like that. Like, in removing all of the noise essentially from my like physical sphere and my like energetic sphere, I have been able to get the best like results. Now, my period hasn't happened yet. She's on her way, but like, I just know that this is the biggest hack for me this month when it comes to periods and PMS. Okay. um just taking the time to let my body reset the way that it needs to has just been phenomenal, frankly. Now, let's talk about the productivity hack. The productivity hack of the month, by no surprise, is my digital planner, the cycle support planner called DailyFlo. The reason this is a productivity hack of the month is because I found myself literally looking at what I did in the cycle before, so like my February cycle, and kind of mirroring it in my March cycle. Okay, so I don't think I'm a lazy person, but what I will say is if there's a path of least resistance that is very beneficial, I'm all for it. And so the path of least resistance was me looking at my grocery list from my February cycle and using some of that for my March cycle. The path of least resistance was like looking at the meals my family loved the most and then making sure they made it their way onto the March cycle. Like, that's literally what I was doing. And I think that's great. I think that it's efficient. I think that it's productive. And I think that not only is it supporting my cycle, it's supporting my family and helping me be my best self for them. And so I have loved using that as kind of this productivity hack. Like, there's times where I don't want to go to the grocery store, so I'll send Grant and I'll send him with a list that's directly from the cycle support planner. He doesn't know that we're eating in sync with my cycle because honestly, like, I do all the cooking, he just eats. But I'm sure if I told him, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever. Like, that's great." Like, it wouldn't even phase him. You want to know why it wouldn't phase him? Because he knows that what I'm doing for my body is also going to benefit his body. So that's just been really, really great. It is honestly the best $10 investment you can make. And what's so crazy is a lot of people have asked me, like, Berri, am I going to have to keep repurchasing it? The answer is no. So when you purchase the cycle support planner, what you're purchasing is the 5 daily habits I recommend. One, number two, the 2 supplements that I'm like, this is it. Like, if you want to know what it is, it's this. I recommend these 2 supplements. Then from there, you actually receive a PMS and period progress report. So like, you can track what your body is doing, when, and how you're feeling. You also get access to a meal organizer. So you can like organize breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks on a page. You can also organize your workouts on a page. You can also organize your grocery list, your shopping list on a page. And it goes for 3 cycles. So it's a 90-day planner. It's not just a one-off day. It's a 90-day planner. And so you can kind of look at what you did the cycle before and what you liked and didn't like, compare it to your next cycle, set yourself up for success. And I think that's what I love the most about this, is the fact that like it just makes sense without feeling like you're going to be overwhelmed. So if honestly, if you buy anything from me ever, let it be this, because it also teaches you how to create your own cycle support routine in a very intuitive way. Yes, of course, I'm sharing my 5 daily habits. Yes, of course, I'm sharing with you how I set myself up for success, right? But it's also not in like overwhelm. It's very digestible. And that's something I really, really wanted to do and create for you all. So there's that. And I think, friends, we have covered all of the things. So we've gone through the products of the month. We've talked about personal development mantras, how I don't have them or why I don't have them this month. We've talked about my period and PMS hack of resetting the body, my productivity hack of the cycle support planner. The last thing I want to touch on is my congestion. Okay. So believe it or not, this is part of the PMS and period support hack, but sometimes when you remove things that really do help your body, sometimes they can also be masking underlying things going on. So one of the things I know I need to work on in my own wellness routine right now is the amount of moisture in my body and the mucus. Dr. Sebi, if you are familiar with him at all, he's always talked about how like mucus is linked to so many diseases. And I agree with that through and through. So I have been drinking teas and bone broths to kind of remove this mucus out of my body and help me reassess like what I'm putting in my body. And of course, aside from that, the weather's changing here in Michigan, right? So I'm not going to be like, oh, this is just because I'm like doing this like factory reset. It's also because the weather here is changing, and like Michigan and her mood swings, like y'all, this weather, like it's about to snow, it's gonna rain, then it's supposed to snow, then it's supposed to rain for like a week straight, and then we're supposed to have some sunshine. So it is what it is. But I hope this has been really supportive to you. I also want to give you a heads up on a few things to look forward to in Q2. So one of the first things I want you all to look forward to, if you are in the Metro Detroit area, in April, I will be doing a live workshop. So whether you're a Michigan person or you want to drive up from Ohio or Indiana or Illinois, I will be doing a workshop on April 22nd, live in person. I will be sharing more details about that, but I'll go ahead and leave the Eventbrite link in the show notes so you can kind of RSVP. I believe the tickets are $30 for this, but I'm doing it in collaboration with a nonprofit group. So I'm not 100% sure what they set the tickets at. So that's one really great thing to look forward to, is a live workshop. I am so freaking excited for Health Over Hustle. Like y'all don't even understand. Like that's my gift, is teaching and like doing it in person, I swear. Number 2. So remember when I said I got a lot of clarity on Optimize Your Flow being a digital resource shop for cycle support? That's what it is. Like, I love teaching you how to live in sync with your cycle and listen to your body, but I'm just so excited that like now I know how to like explain it, right? I've got a digital planner. We've got our cycle support courses or workshops, better yet, and just like I'm just so excited that I can finally speak to that, because y'all don't understand, like that was almost plaguing me for like the longest time, because I was just like, well, yeah, I do offer coaching programs, but I also offer this and I also offer that. And so now to just be able to say that it's digital resources to really support your monthly flow, you can grab the ebooks, the planners, and the workshops. It's like chef's kiss. Like, I think people are just going to appreciate like the simplicity there. And, another thing you can look forward to is hearing from other people on the platform. I have been toying with the idea for a long time of bringing on support for Optimize Your Flow, and I think I've finally found the one person that I want to introduce you all to. I had 2 girls in mind. One girl was just like, I love this, but also like I don't have the capacity. I'm in my master's program. I was like, yeah, totally understand. No worries there. The other girl's just been like just so wonderful. And she's just been like, hey, I want to check in with you. Is this still open? And I'm just like, it is. I just haven't moved on it yet because there's some things I need to work through. Now that I've worked through it, it's like, let's go. Let us go. So there's that. And then also, another thing you're going to see is more of a campaign happening with my friends over at Semaine. One of the things I've been wanting to do is kind of just simplify my life as a content creator, and Semaine is making things very simple for me. And so I just want to give you a heads up. You're going to see a lot of Semaine content in Q2 coming at you. So just be prepared for that. Y'all know I stand by them through and through. I love the fact that they're clinically proven, but also I get to talk about things aside from just periods. We're going to talk about UTIs. We're going to talk about IBS. We're going to talk about the vaginal microbiome and like that stuff, which is so key and so important. So like I said, be prepared. Also, April is Stress Awareness Month. March, we've got Women's Health Week and Menstrual Hygiene Day. What's up? And then, if I'm not mistaken, June is like Brain Health and Awareness Month, which is very important for your cycle since your cycle starts in your brain. So keep that on your radar. I'm done with today's episode. I feel like I've talked so much. I am literally cotton-mouthed at this point. I have a very dry tongue. If you have ever felt the tongue of a cat, that is what my tongue feels like right now. So I'm going to shut up. I hope you have the most amazing rest of your day. And also, let me just say, I love you and I mean it. Bye.
Hey friend, if you enjoyed today's episode, can you do me a solid and leave a rating and review? And if you have some friends going through a different period of life where they want a little bit more peace, or perhaps they just want a better period, make sure you share this with them, because here we're all about having a period and a life, an enjoyable one at that. As always, I'm sending big love and flowy vibes.